Willy-loo. How's everyone's happy ice-pocalypse? There's really not that much ice, but there's enough to muck up everybody's schedules. So, we're closed today. Oh, did you hear that tang? Yeah, guess what I'm doing? I'm going to use my time wisely, and we're going to fill up our reserves a little bit. So we've done some canning. Let me show you what I finished, and I'll show you what we fisting to do, okay? Okay, hang on. All right, I made a small batch of country baked beans. One, because I need to make sure that the prince likes this recipe, because the last one I did was gross. He says they weren't, but they are. I don't eat them. I just want him to be happy. I think these turned out really nice. They just finished. And what I'm in the middle of right now is I'm going to can a whole bunch of black beans, mostly for like chili, or if I want to make my own refried beans, which I do quite a bit. This is a 2-pound bag or a 1-pound bag of black beans. They have soaked for probably about 4 or 5 hours. My jars are all clean, sterilized. We already did all that. And in each one of these jars, I have a teaspoon of my dehydrated turkey broth. This stuff, yes ma'am. I know it looks like coffee grinds, but that's turkey broth. Dehydrated, you're welcome. I have filled up the jars just a little more than halfway. I have put a 1/4 teaspoon of salt on the top, and then we put us in some real pretty salt pork. So what I'm doing, because I just got done with that, which means that's still hot, so we're going to try to use what we can. I got some kettle on the bowl right now, and we're going to pull in boiling water, okay? We're going to leave an inch headspace. There's another tang, which means we're going to go right here. That's an inch. So we're going to fill the water up to there, debubble them, and then we will process these for 75 minutes, which is 1 hour and 15 for all you people that don't like to do math, because these are pints. I generally don't do quarts because it's just the prince and I, and if I need that much, I'll open up 2 pints. I can get about 9 in mine. I don't double stack my Tefal because I have a glass top stove. And I did not know these things when I bought that could be an issue, or I would have bought an electric one and I could have double stacked. But it is what it is, and this is what we have. So to make sure I don't put too much pressure on my stove and crack it, we do 1 rack at a time as to make sure that we don't overload the limit of what my stove can take. No, I'm not going to tell you how many things I can before I realize that was an issue. Never you mind. In any event, we're all good. So come on back when the water's boiling, right? And we'll finish these. We'll get our lids and our rings. We'll bring that one back up to the boil, and then we'll start it. Now, how it basically works is, once I get this going, I love that tang, it's got to build up to 10 pounds of pressure, which is number 2. When it gets to the 10 pounds of pressure is when your clock starts for processing, not from the time that you put it in. Just like water bathing, it's got to come back up to the full roll boil before you start your time. So when we hit 2, which is 10 pounds of pressure for our area, then we will start the 1 hour and 15 minutes. Then when it's done, I take it off the heat and I let it come down naturally before I remove my lid. Then we will set them out on these, and these bad boys will not move until tomorrow, at which time we'll check all the seals, we'll take the rings off, and we'll put them downstairs. Okay? Okay. All right, let's hope y'all can see this. I missed a little. Uh-oh, we're going to run out. All right. We're going to have to get some more water onto the bowl. I like to use a handy dandy chopstick to debubble mine. So that's exactly what we're going to do. I'm going to stir it up a little bit. Now it's funny because I just noticed this water's purple, which is kind of cool, I think. Now, why did I fill these up halfway with the beans and then the rest of the way with water? Because, baby, these beans are not cooked and they are going to expand. And if you put any more than that in there, they're going to pop out, y'all. They got to have room to grow, okay? Got to have room to grow. So, I'm going to finish debubbling all these. We're going to wipe the rims down with vinegar, as always. We will seal them, get that water back up to the bowl in our canner before we put everything back in there. So, come on back. I just want you all to see this. These have been out of the canner for a couple of hours now. And you see that? Yeah, this is why they tell you to leave them alone for 24 hours. I'm just saying, it's crazy, crazy. We've got our last batch in the canner right now. So we'll come back when we're all done and full. But they're still bubbling. That's crazy. Well, hello again. Welcome back. Let's go downstairs because my cannon's done. And I got to turn the lights on. Hang on. And we washed all the jars. We let them sit for 24 hours. And then I washed them all. Took the rings off and washed them in hot soapy water. So I'm going to turn you around. I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you where we at. Now, would you just look at that? Look at that. We got 9 jars of baked beans. And we got, technically, I got 17 jars. We got 18, but one of the seals didn't seal, so that one got it already. But there you go. That wasn't bad for a day of processing. And I think these turned out real well. We'll hopefully see. But I got another whole big bag of black beans that I could do if I wanted to. But this is all but full. And they look good. They look nice. They look nice and nice. We'll see how it all turns out. Now, I actually made some room because I had about 6 jars of turkey stock down here that I had canned in 24. So I took that upstairs yesterday and we reduced that down, and that's sitting in the dehydrator. So I got to go check it and see if we don't need another round because I needed the space for the things. So there you go. That was a pretty good day's work. I think I made pretty good use of my extra time off. All right. Love you. Bye.